After carefully making our way back to the Blimp Road public launch, we're heading back to the overseas highway. Just above mile marker 21, we're taking a left on Gross Drive to Cudjoe Gardens Marina and Dive Center. Here we'll check out my buddy Captain Tim Scott, owner of Cudjoe Gardens Dive Center, the best dive shop in the Lower Keys. Tim's comfortable boat, Silver Lady, targets all the great Lower Keys dive sites. In the Cudjoe Gardens sector, we'll be diving American Shoal, Maryland Shoal, Maryland Dry Rocks, West Washerwoman, 9-foot Shoal, and the Isaac Allerton. We're blasting out of Cudjoe Bay for the 7-mile, nearly due south run to American Shoal, another underrated jewel of the Lower Keys. American is marked by the 110-foot tall American Shoal Lighthouse, completed in July of 1880. Similar in construction to the Fowey Rocks Lighthouse off Key Biscayne, this majestic sentinel has been automated since 1963 and is solar powered with a light that beams over 12 miles out to sea. Healthy coral and a cornucopia of fish mark this rocky, spur and groove reef formation. With a lighthouse visible all over the Lower Keys, American Shoal is an excellent choice for a night dive. Lobster season runs from August 6th through March 31st. The rules of lobster gathering are simple and are the same whether glove grabbing or bully netting is illustrated here. Each lobster is measured from the horn-like protrusions near its eyes to the beginning of its tail. This span must be over 3 inches or the lobster is a short and must be released to allow it to grow. If the lobster's length is okay, then it must be checked underneath its tail. These orange sacs indicate an egg-bearing female that must be released to allow her to repopulate the species. The next target, beautiful Maryland Shoal, is an unmarked, seldom dive site clouded by fish, about 3 miles, 260 degrees west-southwest from American. Let's inch less than a mile to the northwest to Maryland Dry Rocks, marked by a huge sandbar. Let's boogie about 1.5 miles almost due north from Maryland Rocks to the massive, nearly 3-mile-long Channel Patch Reef, West Washerwoman. West Washerwoman is marked by green day shapes 51 and 53. The Spanish named this area lavenderas, meaning washerwoman, because of the continually choppy, disturbed water here, similar to the water in a washerwoman's bucket. A little over a mile to the northeast of G marker 51 on Washerwoman is 9-foot shoal, marked by the distinctive 18-foot tall checkerboard green and white light tower. The large eyes on these cardinal fish indicate a nighttime feeder with the ability to hunt in low light levels. The last dive site of the day, the wreck of the Isaac Allerton, is about 2 miles to the northwest from 9-foot shoal. A square rig cargo ship with a length of 137 feet and a beam of 40 feet, the Isaac Allerton displaced about 595 tons. She was headed from New York to New Orleans with household goods and the marble floors and trim for the Federal Customs House. On August 28, 1856, the Allerton was pounded by a savage hurricane. She struck bottom over West Washerwoman, churning shoreward until she sunk about 1 mile seaward of the Saddlebunch Keys in 30 feet of murky Hawk Channel water. With a cargo valued at $150,000 mid-19th century dollars, the Allerton became the largest single award in the history of wrecking. Today, she's completely covered by a deep layer of sediment. This site is off limits to recreational divers. She was rediscovered in 1985 by a group of Key West wreckers led by Steve and Ray Maloney.
Well, we found that this is our heritage out here. This is the Isaac Allerton. This ship sank in 1856, and we later found, after we found the wreck and determined what wreck it was, that our ancestors actually had a hand in the salvaging process back in 1856.
All of the artifacts that Steve, Ray, and their team have recovered are displayed at the Shipwreck Historium in Key West. A must-see for shipwreck enthusiasts, the Shipwreck Historium is a reproduction of an 1856 wrecker's warehouse, home to a museum that focuses on Key West's 19th century wrecking industry.
We got to looking and found that actually even my wife's family salvaged the ship, and some of my mother's family. So it's really a tree.
Steve and Ray's great-great-great-grandfather was Walter C. Maloney, the lawyer for Asa Tift, the original salver of the Isaac Allerton. Today we're recovering a 1-ton marble frieze from the Allerton, part of the shipment bound for the New Orleans Customs House. The electric winch slowly separates the marble from the ocean floor. Even though this salvage operation is no picnic, we've got it easy compared to the original salvers in 1856, who made recoveries without the aid of masks, fins, and scuba cylinders. Many of these daring bareback salvage divers were blinded by toxic dyes and chemicals adrift in the hold of the Allerton. Because of the depth and limited salvage abilities of the era, almost 2/3 of the Allerton cargo was left unrecovered by the original salvers. Here's to Steve and Ray Maloney and their intrepid crew for taking back from the ocean what man had lost 146 years ago. As legitimate salvers, they contribute their own time and money to recover and preserve artifacts that help educate the world about our rich Florida Keys shipwreck heritage. This frieze is probably destined for display at the New Orleans Customs House, its original destination in 1856. We're heading back into Cudjoe Gardens Marina. Then it's off to witness yet another spectacular Florida Keys sunset. The Dive Odyssey continues tomorrow at Geiger Key Marina. We've got less than 20 miles of reef line to go to reach Key West.